Hey guys, welcome back to the House of Tech, where each week we are showing you guys how to delve into developing our skills with computers, operating systems, and a whole bunch of other nerdy stuff. This week we are going to be talking about removing files and folders that are on a Linux distribution from that command line. So let's go ahead and jump right in. If you guys watched last week, you will remember that one of the things that we did was we created a whole bunch of files and folders that we probably do not want on here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. So if I hit LS to list out our stuff, you'll notice we have this tutorials folder, and that's where I put a lot of that kind of stuff. So let's see. So tutorials, oops, there we go. And here's a file called file, and a file called to, and a file called test.txt, and a couple of folders, and that those folders, some of them like test might have things in them, but some of them might not. So if we go test2, great. So that gives you kind of an idea of what we are working with. So first off, actually what I'm going to do is clear out my screen, and first off, let's list what we have. I'm going to get rid of first that test3. So we are going to go RMDIR. That just stands for remove directory, just like we were mkdiring in order to create them, which was make directory. Should be pretty simple to remember. We're going to remove that directory, and the directory we're going to remove is the one called test3. So if you look now, it has been deleted. We could also go ahead and do a really similar thing with the files. So let's say that test.txt, I am going to remove test.txt, and now you can see that has also been deleted. Let's say we want to, you should be able to, let me double check. Let's see, you should be able to remove two files at the same time, which we did. So to and file were both removed, and now we just have test and test2. So let's take a look at something, and I have a little bit of a surprise for everyone. Let's go ahead and remove directory, and we have test and test2. Now, as you can see, one of them failed to remove, and there's a reason for that. The other one actually did not. So test2 removed successfully. That's because test2 was empty. However, test was not empty. So in order to remove a file and delete all of its contents instead of just an empty one, remove directory works really great if you're trying to add a whole list of things and you're not really sure which ones of them have anything in them and which ones of them do not. And that will help you to only remove the ones that do not have any contents. But if we go ahead and we look, test did have contents. It had that program in here. What if we would like to remove the folder and the contents of that folder? Well, let's go back out. And as you can see, test is right there. All right, test is right there. And what we are going to do is we are going to use a command remove, and we're going to add some extra control to it by adding a little bit of syntax. So in this case, the syntax we're going to be adding is, I'd like to do verbose because I'd like for you guys to be able to see what all is happening. Generally, I wouldn't worry too much about verbose. And obviously, if we want to know what any of these are, we could go into help, and it would give us a list of all of these kinds of things, right? We're going to use recursive. We're going to use force. Force is going to make it so that it doesn't prompt us for arguments. Recursive is going to do the contents as well as the directory. And verbose, V, is going to tell us what is being done just for the sake of showing you guys what all is happening. So we are going to first list so that I can see. I do that a lot. I just want to know that I can look up at the spelling of things, and those, by no means do you have to list every time that you're doing it. Then we're going to remove. We're going to remove verbose, recursive, and force, and we are going to remove the file that is called test. So as you can see, it first removed the program and then removed the directory. So now if we ls, you'll see that none of that is in there anymore. So deleting things is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We're just going to use rm or rmdir, and as we need to modify things, we can go in and add these kinds of modifiers that might change the way that a program interacts. Each one of these commands is technically its own program, and by modifying how it works or acts, we can have more control over the situation. So that is everything for this week. I know it's a quick one, but I feel like we have covered the whole idea. So next week, we are going to be talking about, moving things around. Oh no, we're going to be talking about finding things. So we're going to be talking about maybe there's some program or file or folder lost deep in the wells that are our file tree system. We're going to be talking about how to find and search for information, and that should give us quite a bit of leverage on other Linux users. So now we have a lot more understanding of how the system works. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, give us a like, subscribe. If there's a topic you want to see us cover, or you just want to talk about today's video, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I do try to answer each comment individually. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next week.